Yo, welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, after the madness that was episode 189 of the Boruto anime. No man, voila. Which, honestly, it's probably in the top 5, top 3, probably the top 2 probably most loved episodes of the Boruto anime at this point. I thought it would only be right that I actually go over and check out the episode summaries for the upcoming episodes of the anime, because as a manga reader, I know are just slight spoilers for persons who are anime onlys, but I believe should be obvious. The next major thing that we should be expecting is Kawaki meeting Naruto. But more than likely, based on what I've been hearing, that's not going to be the immediate case, and we won't necessarily jump to the events of chapter 26 of the manga. So, of course, I'm here as per usual on Organic Dinosaur's Twitter feed. Of course, as per usual, credit does go to her, but we'll be going over the episode summaries, the translations that she's provided, and giving our thoughts on it, dissecting all that jazz and blues. So, yeah, let's see what we got here. So of course, episode 190, which is slated to air this coming Sunday. So Boruto and his teammates take Kawaki, a mysterious boy who has once again become unconscious, and return back to the Advanced Technology Research Institute. They've made arrangements to pay Kawaki a salary to... Voila! Yo, they made arrangements to pay... I don't know, I just find it ridiculous to pay Kawaki a salary to work in the lab. No man, this is serious. Despite Kakei Sumire's kindly offering to help him, Kawaki still treats her with enmity. In the end, Kawaki had planned on escaping the research facility. Meanwhile, Saratobi Konohamaru is a step ahead of him and has already returned to Konoha. The Nanadaime Hokage Naruto receives a report from Konohamaru regarding the status of the current mission. Naruto has taken an interest in the connection between Kawaki and Kara, naturally. And so, in order for Naruto to hear a first-hand account of Kawaki's story, he has decided to personally head out towards the Advanced Technology Research Institute. Now, what I'll say is that, apart from making Kawaki into a worker at the lab, which I find to be absolutely hilarious, it's one of two things. It's either they're going to be changing up how the events are going to take place, because manga-wise, if memory serves right, Kawaki was brought to Konoha right away, and then he woke up to Naruto essentially to have a discussion with him right after. So it would be one thing if they were kind of adding some canon filler to, you know, pad out things and keep Kawaki unconscious, just to kind of show they get back to Konoha and how things were set up for chapter 26, because during the events of that chapter, the Kages are basically gathered. So it would be one thing to basically show that, but it seems like we are kind of changing things a bit. But let's go on. So with 191 now, a stray dog, which is the following week after that, despite suffering from serious injuries, Kawaki has run away from the Advanced Technology Research Institute. Having left the laboratory in Ryutan, Kawaki has finally found his way to the downtown shopping district. Exhausted and out of stamina, he needs to find some sustenance for his empty stomach too. And so, he tries to find something to eat somehow. But just then, Sumire, who was trying to locate Kawaki, and her summoned creature Nu, both appear in front of him together. Even though she is worried about the wounds on Kawaki's body, Kawaki is the same as ever. He is still openly hostile towards her. Sumire then begins to talk about herself and the circumstances of her life to Kawaki. So, it seems that they're trying to put forth how should I put it? Establish like some foundation for a relationship that wasn't really there in the manga. I mean, Kawaki and Sumire do have some scenes in the manga here and there, but it's nothing significant or to say, oh, let's ship Kawaki and Sumire. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, if I'm being quite honest. But anyway, of course, all of this is leading up to meeting Naruto. That's the main thing that we should be looking forward to with these episodes building up. Okay. Alright, so here we go. It's episode 192, The Past. At Naruto's request, Kawaki himself was transferred to Konoha village. Even though Kawaki had collapsed and was unconscious, he was being tormented by nightmares from when he was a young child. That anguish was due to the horrific violence that had been inflicted upon him by his father. Kawaki was living in desperate circumstances, struggling to survive. But one day, a lone man appeared. The person was the leader of Kara, Jigen. Because of that encounter, Kawaki went through even more hardships and anguish. I'm really interested to see how they're going to execute all of this, because this right now is really slowing down the pacing, but it does have its positives as well. But let's see, 193, which is the end of, which is basically the first week of April, essentially. We would have gotten chapter 56. Anyway, Kawaki possesses a strange seal on the palm of his hand, which is called Karma. The mysterious boy is also referred to as the Vessel by Kara. The 5 Kage have a discussion in order to discuss how to deal with Kawaki. The Nanadame Hokage, Naruto, officially becomes responsible for Kawaki and then places him under his direct watch. And so it's been decided for Konoha Gakure. Let me actually avoid not saying it like that. Village to keep Kawaki within their custody. Despite Naruto immediately bringing Kawaki home with him, Kawaki refuses to divulge any of his true feelings or even mention his own name. Naruto becomes worried about him. Later, Kawaki and Boruto get into a quarrel with one another and then confront each other face to face. A dangerous mood and atmosphere lingers around them. And that's basically it for the upcoming episodes of the Boruto anime, essentially. What I'll say, guys, is that for the most part, honestly, again, it comes back to a few factors, a few reasons why they'd actually go along this route instead of just immediately jumping to the events of chapter 26 of the manga. Because again, as per usual, one, they want to work on actually fixing the pacing from the manga while fleshing out and getting you more invested in certain events, certain characters before later events in the manga. And of course, two, we already know that, you know, we just basically completed the events of chapter 25, with the latest chapter being 55. So they want to do everything in their power, I feel, to just ensure that they don't catch up too fast. So that's also a factor when you really think about it. So there's that. But I mean, 2 whole episodes, well, 3 essentially, 1991, 92, before even jumping to the events of chapter 26. I guess it depends, because based on the episode summaries, it kind of almost feels like it's going to take a nosedive in terms of slowing down the pacing coming from 189 till now. So I'm interested in the execution. Of course, again, it does seem like we're setting things up for establishing some foundation to the relationship or the dynamic between Kawaki and Sumire, but honestly, it's like it's not something I'm overly interested in seeing. But again, it depends on the execution. So maybe, who knows, maybe they can, introduce me to something else to look forward to within the Boruto side of the franchise. Or who knows, maybe between the dialogue between, like, say, Kishimoto, does Kodachi still even supervise the anime? Let me know. But for the most part, like, just dialogue between, say, Kishimoto and Studio Period. Maybe Kishimoto is saying like, yo, in the time skip after all this is over, there's going to be some, quote unquote shipping, or there's going to be some intense or interesting moments between Kawaki and Sumire. So, yo, let's plan some episodes, let's start setting up the foundation for that from now. So that could also be the case. So it depends on your perspective and how you look at it, because again, it wouldn't be the first that certain events in the Boruto anime, I feel, have gotten better in retrospect, looking back at it now. So yeah, or at least specifically within the Kara base arcs, because again, I think the Kara activation is probably one of the better arcs within the anime. But at the same time, I understand, and persons will say this till the end of time, 180 episodes essentially to get to, no, 189 episodes to get to this point is probably might be still inexcusable. Like, it's probably no excuse, some persons would feel. So I guess it all depends on how you're looking at it. But for the most part, what I'm looking forward to is Kawaki meeting Naruto. That's going to be the interesting thing next month. I'm looking forward to just, seeing how persons who are anime onlys are going to be reacting to just their, their the development of their relationship over time, because trust me, it's going to develop. Especially with the anime, I'm looking forward to seeing how they flesh things out more, because again, as I said, the aim of the anime, in my subjective opinion as well, is that we're trying to fix the manga's pacing and get you as the viewer more interested, or basically flesh out certain events, relationships, dynamics between characters and places, to make it feel much more natural in comparison to the manga. So honestly, if you enjoy Kawaki and Naruto in the manga, I imagine it's going to be like at least 1.5 times better in the anime, more than likely. So let's see where they take it from here. Of course, again, with 189 that aired 2 days ago, because this video should be going up on Tuesday. Honestly, I'll end by saying this: like, my hope for the coming fights in the manga, well, in the anime. I'm not gonna spoil, but yo, my hopes, and the redemption of Sasuke. There's hope. There is hope. Studio Pierrot seem like they know what they're doing when it comes on to these fights. But then again, they've been adapting Naruto from God said let there be light. So honestly, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the coming fights in this series. If it's anything like episode 189 and episode 65 and episode 175, whew, we're good. So in the meantime, we just gotta kind of trudge through, kind of grit our teeth, and just hope these episodes that are going to be much slower in pacing and probably at first glance feel a bit about it. Let's hope it's worth the wait to get to those episodes, because in the grand scheme of things, the other reason you could say we're slowing down the pacing as well is to give, in our real world, give the animators time to prepare for those coming fights. Because these fights, I imagine episode 189 was took time. So this also serves as a way to give the animators time. So you just gotta empathize with, all aspects of the production process, whether it be in universe or in our real world perspective. So yeah, but anyway, thanks for tuning in. Of course, let me know what you thought about my thoughts in terms of these episode summaries and how it relates to the the manga and just the whole future and coming of the the upcoming storylines in the Boruto anime that they're going to be adapting from the manga. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, thanks for tuning in if you made it this far. Respect. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Jeez, if I find something else to say. Anyway, just thanks for tuning in. Respect. Hope you have a great day, night, noon. Yeah. I'll see you in the next Boruto video.